My kids are 4.5, 3, and 1. I always thought I would homeschool, but recently we've made the decision to enroll our daughter in a school that our church is starting. I feel like we're making the right decision for our family and our daughter. However, I still struggle with feeling like good moms homeschool. When I hear about people who homeschool, I feel like I'm less than, and if I was a good mom, then I could homeschool.
I wish I could figure out a way to help moms not feel like a bad mom. Because if you're putting your child in whatever school situation you so choose, Christian school, homeschool, private school, public school, whatever, and you've prayed about it and you have a peace about it, then you should rest in that peace that God is giving you. So it doesn't mean you're a bad mom. You've done all the work. So now you just need to rest. Hey everybody, welcome to Wire Talk. Today we're going to talk about a topic that hits home for a lot of us. How do we not feel like a Scrooge during the holidays or whenever we're making choices for our family? How do we stay strong in our decision and not feel bad about it? Let's get to it.
Well, hello and welcome to Wire Talk. We are so thrilled you are here with us today. If you don't know my voice or know my face, I'm Emily Krosik, your host, and next to me is my mom, Karen Stubbs. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Emily. How are you?
I am so wonderful.
I'm
How
loving
are you?
that pink. How cute.
Thank you. I got it on sale at J. Crew for $30, and I think
Stop
a blazer for $30.
Yes.
You can't beat that.
Well, I'm loving it with the YouTube channel and all. People are like, where did you get that outfit and all this? This lady asked me that the other day, and I said, oh my goodness, it was so old. I think the pants were from TJ Maxx, and I don't even remember where I bought the top. So.
Well, listen, you're a real influencer now.
Well,
Mom.
yeah. That's funny.
Yes. Well, when this is airing on November 26th. So that means we are 1 month away from Christmas.
Stop it.
Isn't that crazy?
Honestly, I just feel like the years are going faster and faster and faster.
I know. And I'm just like, whoa.
I know.
So I have a question for all of you listeners. Are you like my mom, who already probably has all the Christmas presents bought, wrapped, and probably forgotten where some of them are?
100%.
Or are you like me, where you're like a week before Christmas, you're like, oh man, I probably need to get my husband something, and then I got to get my mother-in-law, and then I got to get Harper, and then we got to do stockings, and then, oh wait, what are we doing? Okay, hold on. Do we have a Secret Santa? Are we doing that? Which one are you like? Are you prepared like my mom, or are you last minute like me? Let us know, because I'm just curious.
Well, definitely in the old days, I would go to the stores and get all the things. Now I just like
Online
binge
buy.
shop online.
Whew.
I mean, I tell Greg, get ready because our credit card is about to blow up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know when we were little, high school, middle school, whatever, you and Dad still did the cash envelopes. And you guys do that for everything still now.
Mm-hmm.
But you did all of our Christmas with cash too.
Yeah.
You don't do that anymore.
No.
You're
I
all
don't.
credit card, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah, but we do have a Christmas fund.
Oh, no, I know that.
I'm just saying, it's just not an envelope.
Yes, that's right.
But
So
anyways, that's so fun.
there's so many things that come with the holidays too.
And one of those is guilt.
Yes.
And that's what we're going to talk about today. And sometimes we as moms can feel like the Scrooge.
Yeah.
Because, there's only so much money to go around. There's only so much you can buy. I mean, you can go in debt, but who wants to do that?
Yeah.
So it's just hard to be like, I know you want this whole list of things.
Yeah.
But we can't get, especially the older your kids get, the more expensive things get.
Yes. And then not only about the money thing, but like also your time.
Yeah.
Like, there's also
Can't go to all the parties and do all the things.
No, you really can't. Like, there's the Christmas cookie class, and then there's the neighborhood ornament exchange, and then you've got the kids,
Your
the things that
business
you want to
party,
do.
yeah.
And I'm just like,
It's
there's
just
so
a
much.
lot.
But then also, like, we have like our Christmas advent calendar that you and Dad gave us a couple of Christmases ago. But then all of Harper's friends have like candy or Lego or princess advent calendars. I'm like, this is so much. So I think today will give us a good insight of what should we really be focusing in on, and how do we not feel so guilty when we can't say yes to all those things.
Let's do it. These
All right.
are some good questions.
These are. All right. And I think this first one is going to hit home with a lot of you mamas. You ready?
I love it.
All right.
I relate to this, Mom. I
Yes.
just got to say that.
Before we even get started,
Yeah, I
you
relate. I relate.
Okay, me too. Here's the question. Question 1, help! So far, I've managed to avoid the elf on the shelf in our house, but last year my 5-year-old yellow-red boy started to notice that his classmates have one and we don't. I don't necessarily have strong convictions against it. It just seems like a hassle and a meltdown waiting to happen. Although at 5, he's much more mature than I give him credit for. It also feels like something we can't stop once we start. I know there will be bigger hills and I'll be willing to die on the road, down the road. I don't want him to feel excluded from his Christmas magic at such a tender age. Am I a Scrooge?
Oh, I love this question.
It's so good, so relatable.
And no, you're not a Scrooge. You're not a Scrooge. I felt the same way. You know why? Because Elf on the Shelf is just another thing a mom has to do.
And it really got started when Abby was in like 4th grade.
Yes.
Like,
and so
everybody had it.
I mean, it wasn't a thing. And then all of a sudden it was a thing.
Mhm.
And she being in 4th grade, and Abby loves stuff like this.
She does.
And so she wanted me to get it. So I got it. And then I was like, why did I get this? Now I have to do this. And I hated it. So this is what I did. I told Abby, our elf on the shelf doesn't come every night. Maybe he's busy going to other families or whatever, but he doesn't come every night. So we just have to wait and see what he's going to do and if he's going to do anything. But Greg got into it a little bit more because he was only home half the time.
Yeah.
So when Greg was home, he would make the mess and he would do the things, all the mischievous things with the elf. And then whenever the next day, Abby'd go to school, Greg would clean it all up, you know.
Which is nice.
So I'm like, fine, do it. I don't care. I'm like this, Mom. I didn't have anything against it.
Right.
But it was just like for the love.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't have the energy to do this. But I will say this. After, I think, 2 years, because we started later because she was 4th grade,
Mm-hmm.
Elf on the Shelf was in the Christmas tree, and that was it. And nobody cared about it. So it didn't last that long. But no, you're not a Scrooge. You're not a Scrooge if you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I think it's wise because if you don't want to start it and keep it up, then just don't start it.
Yeah, my in-laws bought one, and I was just like, and they were very respectful. They were like, all right, no worries, we'll put it up. So I was very thankful.
Well, that's nice that they're listening.
Yes.
I love that.
Maybe the elf on the shelf can go to grandparents' house and they can go see the magic over there when they go visit.
It's not going to come to Mimi's house.
It's not going to come to your
No.
Oh, I'm not saying it's going to your house.
I don't want it to come to my house. I dodged it once. I don't want to dodge it again.
No
All right.
worries.
You go.
Hey moms, it's Katie, and I feel super lucky that I get to be the one to share some big news with you guys today. The SOAR conference is coming back in 2025. Now, if you've never experienced a SOAR, it is an amazing weekend event full of teaching, worship, and fellowship with other moms. This is going to be an event you do not want to miss. It's been a few years since the last time Birds on a Wire was able to host the conference, and Karen and the team have been working so hard behind the scenes to make sure this is a powerful event. Karen is writing brand new teaching content. She's invited some incredible breakout speakers, and she's got some phenomenal worship leaders signed up to join us. So you're going to want to keep your eyes on your email and also check social media for more details in the next month. Oh, and be sure you've got the Birds on a Wire Moms app downloaded, because that is going to be where you register for this incredible event. I'm going to be there, and I know you're going to want to be there too. So keep your eyes peeled for the SOAR conference in 2025. More details coming soon. Okay, let's get back to the show.
Next question.
Yes.
I have a 3.5-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old son who have completely different personalities. I hope this doesn't make me sound like a horrible mom, but my husband and I need some guidance. My son is naturally more goofy, fun, and has a fun personality, whereas my daughter is more serious. We've noticed our daughter trying to be funny or entertaining in ways that are unnatural or awkward just for attention, shouting words like booger or making up words that sound like a baby, or just running and being loopy. And it doesn't make us laugh. It just honestly is annoying. How can we give her attention in the way that meets her needs without leading her to believe she has to act differently than what's natural for her? My fear is that this will carry into outside the home and will create a boundary in her building relationships with other people.
Well, this is a good question. And first off, you're not a horrible mom. You're just an honest one, and I can appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you used to tell jokes that just were not funny, and you'd make up these jokes like these. And actually, Harper's sort of getting into this stage right now. Knock, knock, and then you say, who's there? And then she just keeps on saying the same joke over and over and over.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just, I think all kids go through it.
Yeah.
So, and then Taylor, whenever he was in middle school, he would tell some inappropriate things, and he didn't even know it was inappropriate because his mind was like 6th grade middle school, silly, stupid boy. But we'd say, Taylor, don't say that. It's not funny and it's not cool. But anyways, I just think sometimes if you know that's what she's doing, trying to get attention, it's just best to figure out, all right, let's be intentional. Let's give her attention in these areas. So what is her love language? That's where I would start. What is her love language? Is it words of affirmation, time, physical touch, acts of service, and the 5th one is gifts. So whatever, because she sees her little brother being funny and gregarious and all that, and so she's trying to imitate that, but it doesn't come natural to her. Maybe she's a blue or green or something, and she's just not as, yellow. So I would just try to give her attention in an area that speaks her love language, that she would feel noticed and she would feel seen, if that helps.
That's great. Yeah. I was always a little quirky.
You were.
And I think I still am. I think you and Dad were very sweet about it. You let me be quirky, but then I got weird. That's okay. We can all be a little weird sometimes. But I just think you would kind of bring my attention to it too.
Yeah.
But I was a little older when you did that. But I'm just saying, I don't think there's anything wrong being like, hey, let's not do that. And I'd be like, why? Because I thought I was hilarious. And Mom would tell me why. I'd be like, oh, I don't want that kind of attention.
Right.
So I think you just kind of have to,
just coach them up. It never really spilled over to y'all's friends, like what this mother was worried about. It sort of just stayed within our family.
I just gave them that little love nugget.
Yeah, exactly. But you always, and Taylor did too, sort of reined it in with the friends. And I think friends end up correcting each other, whether it's taught or not. They just sort of like if you say a joke and it doesn't hit with a friend, they're not going to laugh, and it's just going to, you won't do it again.
Yeah, that's good social skills, honestly.
It is. It's good social skills building.
Well, good. All right, moving right along.
All right, let's do it.
Question 3. Thank you so much for your podcast and ministry. I listen every day, and it changes my mindset and encourages me so much. How sweet. The question is, my kids are 4.5, 3, and 1. I always thought I would homeschool, but recently we've made the decision to enroll our daughter in a school that our church is starting. I feel like we're making the right decision for our family and our daughter. However, I still struggle with feeling like good moms homeschool. When I hear about people who homeschool, I feel like I'm less than, and if I was a good mom, then I could homeschool, which would be better for my children. I can't shake some of the mom guilt I experience over this topic. I love your thoughts to move past this false idea.
Well, I hear you, and here's the deal. I wish I could figure out a way to help moms not feel like a bad mom. Because if you're putting your child in whatever school situation you so choose, Christian school, homeschool, private school, public school, whatever, and you've prayed about it and you have a peace about it, then you should rest in that peace that God is giving you. So it doesn't mean you're a bad mom. You've done all the work. So now you just need to rest. But here's the deal. I never homeschooled. I mean, I think most of y'all would say I was a good mom. Hopefully you would say I was a good mom. I never homeschooled because I knew I would not be good at it, and I had no desire whatsoever. Now, if the Lord told me, I want you to homeschool, I want you to do it for this whatever time, I would do it. I never had that thought. I never had, because I think God knew, like, Karen would be a terrible homeschool mom. And I would be, 100%. I wasn't even good doing homework. So why in the world would I think I would be good at homeschooling? So just keep that in mind. If you've prayed about it, you have a peace about it. You just need to rest in your peace that God has given you. And whenever your mind starts going to that false guilt, just say, no, My husband and I made the decision. We're going to stick with this, and it will stay here until we see a problem or until God nudges us that it's time for a change.
Yeah.
Just rest. Stay in your rest.
I honestly can relate to this, Mom,
I know.
100%. Brian and I decided to put Harper in public school. I felt great about it. We did like her orientation. I had such a peace about it. Like I called you as soon as I was done. I was like, Mom, the amount of peace that I felt walking into that school, I know this is where she's about to be. First 2 days of school, I just have this unrest. And I'm just like, reach out to one of my friends. She lives in Texas. And I was just telling her what was going on. And she just said, Emily, can I be honest with you? I was like, yes, please. And she goes, you were fine and you rested until you looked left and right and started looking at other people.
So you started comparing.
And she says, where are you looking? Where are you looking? And I was like, I'm not looking to God. She goes, yeah, so rest in him. And I was just like, all right, you need some good friends in you, because
That's right.
She really did kind of help me get out of my funk. Because
Well,
there's not a wrong answer.
No.
But I did feel peace, and then I had unrest.
And the other thing is, and this is in all situations in life, we have to keep our eyes on Christ, not on our circumstances. So keep your eyes on Christ, and he will give you the peace that you need.
So wonderful.
All right?
That's a good nugget. Mic drop.
Boom.
So, all right, Mom, this is our last question for this episode.
This was quick.
It was quick, but good. Question 4. We have 2 sons, ages 8 and 5, who get invited to every single birthday party. That's in all caps. For every kid in their classes. Between the time commitment and the expensive gifts, sometimes for kids we don't really even know, it seems best to limit the yeses. But they both miss parties this month, and the kids keep talking about it at school the next week, and now I'm second-guessing myself. Am I making the right decision, or am I overthinking the social aspect of it all?
Seems like we have a theme today. Moms are overthinking.
Yes.
Overthinking, overanalyzing, over everything. So here's the deal. We all have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's all the time we get. So whenever you're making decisions, any types of decisions, whether it's the elf on the shelf, whether it's your homeschool, whatever, your child's personality stuff, just know you only have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So how do you want to use your time? You know, and birthday parties take up a lot of time.
They do.
Probably 3 hours total. From the time you're leaving your house and going to the party, getting home and all that, it's about 3 hours, give or take. So if you've got a class of 20, and that's a smaller class, you know, for 8 and 5.
Yeah.
That's a lot of parties. Not only is it a lot of parties, it's a lot of money for birthday gifts. It's a lot of everything. It's a lot of cake. It's a lot of everything. So I would just sort of do it case by case. I would tell your kids up front, like, we're not going to be able to go to every single party. So why don't you give me your top 3 to 5 friends that you really want to attend their party? You know, let your kids be a part of this decision, but just say, we can't go to everything. And when they say, why not? Say, well, we have other things we want to do as a family. We want to go to the fall pumpkin patch. We want to go to a movie. We got to stay home and cut the grass or do whatever, do some chores around the house, whatever it is. But just say, so you pick your 3 to 5 top friends that you want to go to. We will commit to that if we can, if it works in our schedule, and we will go to that. But just know you're not going to be able to go to all these parties. And when the kids at school are talking about it, just know that you were invited. It's not like you weren't invited. You were invited. It was just your choice and our choice to not attend because we can't attend all of them. But if it's a birthday party, even where maybe your child doesn't want to go, but you think this friendship has potential and you would like to nourish it, then let them go, kind of thing. You know what I mean? But if it's just a party that you barely know them, it's going to be far away or it just doesn't work out, don't feel guilty about it. It's okay. And you know what? It's just teaching your child early on in life that you can't do it all.
Yeah.
Got to make choices. You got to make decisions.
Got to make choices.
Yeah.
Well,
does that help?
I think so.
Do you find that with Harper and Grayson?
I'm not fully in that yet.
Yeah.
But I think one thing you told me one time is I got like 3 birthday invitations at the time. And I was just like, I don't know what to do. And you said, ask Harper. And I was like, what? This is shocking to me that I can ask a 5-year-old what she wants to do. And then she told me her top 2. And, you know, I just kind of just said, sorry, we can't make it. We have other plans. And they
Yeah,
were okay. Honestly, they were
course.
okay. But also you told me, you don't have to say yes right away.
Right.
So give it some time.
Think about it. Pray about it. Talk to your kids about it. Get a plan.
Yeah, I think that was helpful too.
I think that is one thing I learned just in parenting in general. I don't always have to respond immediately. We have this urge to, Mommy, can I do this or can I do that? Like we have to give them an answer right then. But I learned the skill of saying, let me think about it.
Yeah.
Let me think about it. Let me get back to you. And even at 5 years old, they can understand that. So,
and if they say, you'll forget, because my oldest says that to me all the time, like, I won't forget because you're not going to let me forget.
preach it.
So, well, Mom, that's all we have for us today.
All right.
That was fast,
good.
furious. But that's how we are at Wire Talk. I think we are to the point.
Yep.
We give lots of practical help. And if you felt like this episode was helpful, if you don't mind giving us a 5-star review, it helps us. It helps reach more people. And ultimately, that's what we want for Birds on a Wire, is to reach all the moms. And because we love you guys. We love all of our moms. So just because you say no or let me think about it or do it in a different way that your friends are doing it, doesn't make you a bad mom. It doesn't make you a Scrooge. Actually makes you a better mom because you're picking the best yes and the best choices for your family. So
and every family's different.
Yes, exactly.
So
do something that celebrates your family, that's something you want to do, time well invested, and you will reap those rewards later on for sure. So, well, thank you so much for joining us for Wire Talk, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Have a good week.